Welcome to a new video from our AI literacy series. Today we're talking about AI safeguards. Because if your team is using AI to write, summarize, evaluate, or analyze, you need more than a human checks it. Which, to be fair, sounds reasonable. But what does it mean in practice? How will it stop people from still copy-pasting what should be very proprietary code into a personal Claude account? And to be clear, this isn't theoretical. Something very similar happened to Samsung in 2023, when a semiconductor engineer pasted source code from a proprietary database into ChatGPT to find a bug fix. The code leaked, and the whole thing turned into a major embarrassment. That is where AI safeguards come in. They are the systems that stop AI from becoming an invisible decision maker inside your organization. So here are 4 safeguards every team should understand. Starting with safeguard number 1. Interpretability and explainability. These two words get mixed up all the time, but they don't mean the same thing. An interpretable AI system is like a glass box you can actually see how it reaches its answer. For example, a simple decision tree might show that a loan application was rejected because of credit history, income level, or repayment behavior. You can point to the specific factors that shaped the result, which matters in high-stakes contexts like hiring, lending, or performance evaluation. If a decision affects someone's life, they have a reasonable right to ask, well, why did this happen? An explainable AI system follows the same principles, but is a bit different. Large language models and other complex AI systems are usually not glass boxes. They are more like sealed black boxes with a very confident user interface. You can ask for an explanation, but you are not directly seeing the model's internal reasoning. You are getting the best available explanation after the fact, which is still useful, but it is not the same as full transparency. And this distinction matters because your documentation has to be honest. If the model is interpretable, you can document the actual cause of an output. If the model is explainable, you can document the best available explanation. Both can be defensible, but pretending a black box is a glass box? Now, that's where organizations get into trouble. The first rule of AI safeguards is simple. Do not claim more certainty than your system can actually provide. Safeguard number 2 is decision logging. It sounds like the boring one, doesn't it? But it's really important as it gives you detailed insight on which prompt was used, by whom, and gives you precise details on every part of your automated workflow. That's why big banks such as JP Chase maintains rigorous logs to ensure every automated financial decision remains traceable. Imagine your team uses AI to generate customer messages. One message goes out with misleading information. The client, of course, complains about it, and leadership wants to know the answer. And the answer they get is that we think someone used the usual prompt. To put it very mildly, not ideal. Now compare that with a proper AI decision log. You can see the prompt, the model version, the original output, the edits, the reviewer, and the approval timestamp. Now the mistake has an origin, and once a mistake has an origin, you can investigate it. With that information, you can fix it and prevent it from happening again. Without a log, an AI error is a ghost. With a log, it is evidence. This is also why versioned prompt libraries matter. If your team uses certain prompts again and again, they should not live in one person's notes. They should be stored, reviewed, and updated like any other important business asset. Because AI outputs are not perfectly reproducible. The same prompt can produce different results across different model versions. So if AI is part of a real workflow, the conditions that created the output need to be recorded. That is what makes AI traceable. Safeguard number 3 is human in the loop, which a lot of organizations claim to have, but the human is just clicking approve. Human oversight only works if the person has responsibility, authority, and a clear review process. Otherwise, it becomes automation bias with a signature on it. Automation bias is what happens when people overtrust automated systems. So the human stops evaluating and starts confirming. Instead of asking, is this correct? They ask, does this look reasonable enough? That is how oversight turns into rubber stamping. A real human-in-the-loop process needs review thresholds. As, of course, not every AI output carries the same risk. An internal meeting summary might need a quick check, but honestly, who cares if there's a small mistake in it? A customer email going to 10,000 people needs a bit more checking. An AI-assisted hiring recommendation needs way more. And a legal, medical, financial, or employment decision needs serious scrutiny. The level of review should match the consequence of the output. And it should be written down. After all, the organization owns the consequences of any mistake, so it should be diligent about its processes too. Safeguard number 4 is transparent communication, which sounds really simple, but organizations make so many mistakes with it. For example, they write one AI policy and use it for everyone from leadership to employees to customers. Sounds like a work smart, not hard hack? Not really. Because everyone got the same document, nobody gets what they actually need. Internal stakeholders need technical defensibility. They need to know the details like approved use cases, model limitations, known risks, review procedures, and results of any bias checks. They need enough detail to judge whether the organization is using AI responsibly. External users don't need that at all. Instead, they need clear answers to practical questions like, who do I contact if something goes wrong? Not vague language like, we may use automated technologies to improve your experience. Good AI communication is specific, plain language, and honest. For example, Klarna explicitly labels its AI assistant while ensuring customers always have a direct path to reach human support. Because transparency is not just about compliance, it is about trust. People do not need every technical detail, but they do need to know when automation is involved in something that affects them. And they need to know there is a human accountability structure behind it. So, remember, AI safeguards are not about slowing teams down. They are about making AI usable without making it unaccountable. Interpretability and explainability help you understand what kind of transparency your system can actually provide. Decision logging gives you traceability when something goes wrong. Human in the loop creates accountability, but only when the human is genuinely reviewing. And transparent communication tells the right people what they need to know, in language they can actually use. None of this requires everyone to become a machine learning engineer, but it does require AI literacy. Because the people using it need to know what to look for, and they need to understand that a polished output is not always a reliable one. And that documentation is not bureaucracy, but a flight recorder. When everything goes well, you barely notice it. But when something goes wrong, it is the thing that lets you reconstruct the truth. Most AI governance failures are not caused by one dramatic bad decision, but by missing records, no ownership, or just good old-fashioned unclear communication. In other words, missing safeguards. And the time to build those safeguards is before the system goes live, because it is much easier to build the flight recorder before the flight than to reconstruct the crash from memory afterward. If you want to go deeper, the full article on documenting and communicating AI safeguards is linked in the description. And if you're building AI literacy across your team, subscribe for more practical videos like this. See you next time.